This is important, Jeffrey Epstein's scandalous issues. It's not just one significant issue, it is multiple significant issues. And even the US President Donald Trump, he was also seemed to be acquainted with this very person. Now, conspiracy theorists are calling him some kind of Israeli spy who was installed inside the United States. I want to understand how in the studio Mr. Ali Ahmed felt.
Well, first of all, I start with Donald Trump, though that is not the main focus this noon. Donald Trump was not just introduced to him; he was a good buddy. You have seen how they, in his younger days, while he was still to be a president, far away, he was in that one of those houses. So we are not sure what was going on stage. But Donald Trump was behaving like an adolescent and doing this and that, and then backing and slapping the back of Epstein and all those. So he was very much in the thick of it. The problem has been with not Epstein nor Mendelssohn. It is basically with the Sir Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister. He appointed this gentleman, Mendelssohn. He was a former minister of the UK and an MP and a Labour leader. So what he did, he not only soiled his name by going there and keeping connection, but he sold, I should say, he sold the national secret, British secret, and was given money for that. When his accounts are examined, a large transfer was found, and he said, I don't remember if there anything has ever been given or written. He didn't say no. He said he was trying to be evasive. So the sides are very clear that he sold this information to foreign countries in exchange of money, and a huge amount of money. So that is a severe criminal offence. National intelligence and selling it for a price, monetary price. So that was one of the ways of this. Now the Prime Minister, British Prime Minister, says that we believed his lies. But then why should then the Chief of Staff of his government, who is also a Labour leader, why should he resign? He thinks that when the files come out, if the Prime Minister can stop the files not coming out, he is afraid that if the files come out of his appointment, I think something fishy, something that is not very straight would probably be coming out. That is why the Chief of Staff resigned in order to save the Prime Minister. But I am afraid it finally may not be so. Today, the British Premier is supposed to talk to the Labour MPs of Parliament. Maybe he will try to pacify them by confessing more. I only wish he is saved that way.
Of course, the fruits of this tree, we have one bad fruit, definitely regarding to…
as they call it, the rotten apple.
So I want to ask Ali Ahmed regarding New York. We know that an immigrant family or an immigrant backing mayor has been elected, Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, and he has recently signed executive orders to protect the citizens of New York, especially immigrants who are of course supportive of the community there and who are often the subject of discrimination by US ICE agents, those who are enforcing immigration laws upon these people. Some of these people are street vendors. As I have gone last year, I have seen them. They are of native South Asian descent. And Zohran Mamdani himself do share South Asian DNA, and he has signed in this executive order for the betterment of the people there. His promises as a mayor was to provide free housing, bring down the cost of living, provide free buses for those traveling between New York.
Rent ceiling.
Of course, to bring down the rent ceiling as well. All of these important updates, especially with a president like Donald Trump in the White House, he is facing a lot of challenges. What is your observation, as Norman was saying, as also I was adding regarding Zohran Mamdani?
Zohran Mamdani has been a wonder of the world because he got just a few years back his own citizenship. He is an immigrant of immigrant parents, but not born in the New York or in America. So it is only a few years back that he got his citizenship and then became the mayor of New York.
He was naturalized as a U.S. citizen way back in 2018, if not 19.
Yeah, 18. So just a few years, about roughly so less years. So this only speaks of his dynamic personality and his political acumen, I should say, and his heart with the people. When the taxi drivers were having a strike in the city around this in New York, they went for hunger strike, literally without food for 18 days. And Zohran Mamdani was not a mayor, was not a taxi driver, but he stayed with them and stayed there without food for the whole entire period, as the taxi drivers did. This is how he went to every section of the people. He clearly says of his love for the Israelis, love for the Palestinians and Israeli atrocities and all that. But then again, many of the Jewish voters in New York
has supported him
and worked for him. So, and blacks and subcontinentals and others, they did, all right. But the Jews also worked for him, because they want a competent, honest man and a man who is their own, which he proved to be. And 2-3 days before, we heard that there was a survey if he can ever be the President of the United States. So when it came to me, I explained things and I said, because of his birth, being an outsider, he can hold any post in the US, but not the President of the Republic, because of his birthplace, which is not anywhere in America. So he is a highly popular person, and he is with the people already. Not that it was only election promise. He promised all these things, and he started working on this. And he has appointed people, multiracial people, African Americans, Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Latin Americans, all sorts of people who voted for him. They have filled it already, his cabinet, sort of, if you say, his workforce. And I think he will deliver the goods. So, but he has should have other ambition. Maybe he would be in the House of Representatives, in the Senate, but unfortunately he can never be the president, as the law now stands in the Constitution. So Zohran Mamdani is how do I say, it is an asset, not just an asset. It is the good luck of the New Yorkers that he has become their mayor, and he is proving it already. I was wondering during the election campaign that how can he fulfill all these promises, but he seems to be thinking well and doing it now. He is doing it one after another, and he is his old self.
Of course,
so that is a great thing.
Of course, it is very important to understand the words and terminology you have used to define this person, competent, honest man.
Oh yes.
Competent, honest man. These two definitions, I hope that, of course, he is an asset
not just
for New
competent and honest, he is also dedicated to his people.
Of course, these terminologies is very important to understand